Welcome to the URDEX Quick Start guide. I'll be adding videos to this that lead up to various processes that involve interacting with URDEX and the blockchain. But today we're going to start from the point where you have been able to import a MetaMask wallet or a Web3 wallet, okay? And so, welcome. Let's make sure we open our MetaMask and select the Sepolia network, okay? You may need to toggle this switch on in order to show test networks, okay? So you also may be up here on the mainnet. That would be normal. So we're just going to kind of come on down here, just like that, okay? This is a note about the Chainlink Sepolia faucet. I have found that it helps greatly, going to the mainnet, to hold one or two chain link, and then I have no trouble getting Sepolia ETH. I'll be back to demonstrate getting Sepolia ETH. Unfortunately, I'm timed out because I got some recently. This video picks up from this place where you have a MetaMask or Web3 wallet, okay? Once we go to URDEX in just a second, we'll be able to import the addresses into our MetaMask for the two tokens, TK1 and TK2. These are ERC20 compliant tokens, and we'll get to interact with a very real blockchain. You could think of it as a blockchain with a little bit of a fence around it, just to denote a test area. We'll be able to swap, set our slippage, observe gas fees, see a breakdown of the gas fee, and then observe price changes, market dynamics, and the effect of transaction history on those dynamics. Okay, so let's click together, go to URDEX. Welcome over to URDEX. Okay, so what we're going to do is come up to our MetaMask wallet. It might be normal to be on the Ethereum mainnet if you just added a wallet. So I'm going to come down. You may need to click Show Test Network. See how I have that toggled on? Forget about the number 3. That's just for my naming in. Okay, so we're on Sepolia with account 1, okay? And you can see that I've got a little bit of Sepolia ETH there, some other development-related tokens. So you might be over on activity. We look at these tabs, NFTs, we'll go over to tokens, and you see I have some development tokens here. And so I'm going to come over here to import token, okay? And in a moment, we're going to go to the token faucet and get a couple of contract addresses, very public information on the blockchain, very different than the private keys, right? The token contract addresses where these ERC20 compliant tokens are deployed. Okay, so let's click together right up here, dead center. Let's head over together. All right. Okay, welcome to the URDEX token faucet. Now, my screen is the owner page, so you can see here, yours is going to look a little different. I'm able to deposit, withdraw, and then take people off of the whitelist in order for them to be able to get tokens again. So just to disconnect, there's what you're going to be looking at, okay? Now, let's make sure that our MetaMask is on the Sepolia network. We're going together. That S is reassuring. When I hover, it says Sepolia. That's terrific. Okay? It's time to import the TK1 and TK2 addresses into your MetaMask wallet. Now, what are these addresses? They're addresses where the contract was deployed. So we're not importing tokens here. You could think of it like we're going to import or create a couple of piggy banks, and only these tokens are going to be able to fit in there, okay? So I just highlighted that top token. I'm going to copy it. I'm coming back to my account 1. And I'm just going to click Import, okay? If you don't see Import, you may be on one of these other tabs. So Activity, NFTs, come over to Tokens, Import, get in there and just paste, okay? And right off of the blockchain, it's reading the symbol, the decimals. It knows all about this token. Oh, yeah, I see it on the blockchain. Okay, we'll make a slot for it. We push next, import, okay? And you're going to have no balance. I'm the deployer of this account, so I have quite a supply there. So it's normal for you to see a balance of 0. We're just making the slot at the moment, okay? Another way to look at it is this is not increasing my balance at all. So I just went there again, tokens, import. I've got the TK2 address copied, Control V, and look at that, TK2, okay? And just like that, we have imported those two tokens. Again, you'll have a balance of 0. That's to be expected, because now it's time to get some tokens together. Let's get tokens. I'm going to go ahead and connect that wallet. Okay, so just for now, my screen's going to look a little different, but I'm clicking Get Token 1, okay? We get an alert that comes up requesting tokens, okay? Oop, I need to go to my MetaMask. Every transaction on the blockchain needs to be approved, and that creates a tremendous amount of security. We can't just move things around or have a faucet just hand us tokens. It's asking me once again, are you sure you want to do this? Pay this Sepolia ETH fee. If it was on the mainnet, it'd be real ETH, right? I got to think about those things, okay? I'm going to click Confirm. And we get an alert here that it's pending, okay? Now, interacting with a real blockchain, it takes a minute compared to, say, hard hat. TK1 token sent. Check your wallet. And I'm just going to be able to see that my amount of those tokens went up by 100. Certainly they did, okay? Now I'm going to go back here and let's click, and so let's focus on you a little more. So you should be looking down here and see TK1, 100 tokens, okay? Wouldn't it be nice if you could go to a casino and just get money like this? Let's click TK2 together. Now it ties up both buttons. That's just so that we don't get in there and push anything while this app is trying to think, okay? Are you sure you want to do that? Confirm. Yes, we do, okay? And we give it that moment. TK2 token sent. Check your wallet. Okay, so again, ignore my balances, but you should be looking down. Wait, where'd it go? Look, activity. See? So back over to tokens. And sure enough, 100 tokens was added to my balance. So you should be looking at 100 of each token. Before we head back to URDEX to swap, let's take a look at this activity tab. And let's go down and look at one of these interactions. I'm going to click on this. And then View on Block Explorer. Okay, click that with me. A new browser is going to open, and here we are on Etherscan. And look, we can see this is a Sepolia testnet transaction only. Other than that type, everything else is very real. Okay, here's our transaction hash. That's the hash that brings up all the information about this transaction. Our block confirmations. You can study that. Different consensus mechanisms. Okay, so the from is going to be the account that instigated or started this whole thing. So look at this, 1B7C, I come up here, 1B7C. So it knows that account right there. And we interacted with this contract address, okay, which is the token faucet, okay? And what did we do? We took 100 ERC-TK2 tokens, in this case, from this address to this address. So it's just really cool to see that we can observe that. Here's our gas. Gets into some more complex stuff down here. We won't talk about that for now, okay? So congratulations, you have interacted with the blockchain before we've even swapped in ways that are immutable and on that blockchain forever, okay? So I'm going to go back now to our token faucet. Okay, and see we're connected. We see our wallet information here, a truncated version. Let's come to the center button. We have our tokens. We're ready to go have fun. Let's go swap on URDEX. I'm going to click that. Okay, and I'm going to connect my wallet. Terrific. Okay, and once again, I see that 1B7C. Yours will be unique to you, of course, but it's just reassuring to get in the habit of noticing that stuff, okay? All right, so once again, I've got this huge balance. You're going to have 100 of each token. Well, let's do a swap together. We're ready. What if we did 80 tokens of TK1 and we come to the DEX aggregator and say, hey, what's the highest number of TK2 tokens? What's the best deal, in other words, that I can get on a swap? Let's take a look at what's happening here. The aggregator is looking at the two paths, okay, and it's outlined that the best route is through AMM. We have AMM and AMM2. They have different reserve handling details as well as different fees, okay? Right now we see that for one TK1, you get even more than one TK2, okay? So that's where the market is right now on this pair, is that TK2 is a little less valuable. So you're going to get a nice amount for that 80. Okay, we go from 80 to 95.8. Let's click together swap. Once again, it's going to ask us to confirm, okay? And we see our activity here. Wonderful. Okay, and now I'm going to confirm once again, okay? And how about that? Swap completed successfully, and look right down here, right in the recent transactions, 80 TK1, okay? Now, if we come back to our wallet, and we just did this a minute ago, we did this contract interaction. This is what happened. We approved it. Let's go look at it. So this is our transaction hash that contains all the information about the transaction, okay? And so just like we talked before, the from account is your account. So check those last four, those should match. And we interacted with the token faucet, or I'm sorry, we interacted with the DEX aggregator. And to do what exactly? Well, to change 80 TK1 into 95 TK2. Okay, so it's showing just basically what happened. Back at URDEX, let's do another swap. Let's say that we want to bump our slippage potential up to 0.9. Okay? And look here at this toggle. Let's go and swap some TK2 for TK1. Okay? I'm going to put in 50 tokens. And see, this is an uphill trade in a way, because for those 50 tokens, once again, TK1's worth a little more just because of the market dynamics right now, okay? We could study this chart if we kept adding transactions and see the effect of it over time. But for now, we're going to get 43.2 some odd TK1 in exchange for the TK2 that we have, okay? So the slippage tolerance is letting us know that the worst it's going to give us is 42.84. Okay, it's just saying, hey, I need a little room to work here. We have increased the slippage tolerance. Let's see what happens as we decrease that. See, it gets higher, it gets closer to the amount promised, right? So if we set it to 1, we're saying, hey, I don't care how long it takes, get me this many, okay? But just to experiment, we're going to go 0.9, okay? And so once again, we're seeing that the best route out of the two AMMs, AMM and AMM2, is to go with AMM, okay? And at this point, the rate is 1 TK2 for every 0.864 or so TK1. And so it's scanning. You could look at an aggregator, you could think of it like a trip. If you want to go from where you are to a destination on a flight, that you could be going from TK1 to TK2. Essentially, think of that as a swap. Well, which airport you connect in, what airline you fly, doesn't really matter to that aggregator like Expedia or Hotwire or Priceline. They're just going to look for that most efficient route, okay, and see that's what's happened here. Okay, so let's look a little closer now. And let's take a look at how the gas fee is going to be spent. The total estimated fee is that much ETH, okay? Out of all that, it's showing you another conversion of that into GUI, right? So that below here, we're seeing where that goes, okay? And we see that the majority of it goes towards the swap execution. A little of it goes towards that approval, okay? Let's click swap. I'm going to confirm. And we just have a moment of action here, interacting with the blockchain. Just going to make this a little smaller. Terrific. So we look at that warning, be careful. Because of an error, we couldn't check for security alerts. That's just a common thing on testnet. I wouldn't worry about that for now. We're going to click confirm. Swap completed successfully, okay? And we see that balance different there. Yours is going to be more obvious because you're dealing with started with 100 of each, okay? So swap 2 is complete. Terrific. Let's go look at it in the block explorer.